Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 79, and today we're returning with a North London doubleheader with our Tigers into absolutely huge games in the Premier League in the space of 3 days. We first take on Arsenal in a third versus first clash, an absolutely huge battle at the top of the table, and then take on Spurs away at New White Hart Lane. For your players games though, show how I've been getting on off camera. Actually, I'm just realising there's no games to show you off camera because there weren't any. You saw the last 3 games, the 3-0 defeat away in Germany against Dortmund, the 4-0 victory over Rotherham in the FA Cup, and then our 3-0 victory at home to Everton in the Premier League. So a reminder right now of our competitions overview to start today's episode off. Premier League, we are currently sitting top of the table with 8 games to go, and we are 8 points clear of both United and our first opponents today, Arsenal, in 2nd and 3rd respectively. So an absolutely massive game today away at the Emirates Stadium, because win it and we could open up a gap as large as 11 points on the 2 teams below us. But if we lose it, Arsenal cut the gap to 5 points, and with 7 games to go, they'll get the momentum and we'll certainly be looking over our shoulders very nervously. And of course, in the last episode you saw us get through the tie against Dortmund despite the embarrassing second leg defeat, and we'll be taking on PSG in the quarterfinals, and also we'll be taking on Middlesbrough in the FA Cup semi-finals after beating Rotherham in the quarters. So there's one thing I wanted to show you. I can't remember what it was. Where are we here? Oh, yes, there we go. Off camera, I did do one thing which you might be interested in. I've made a new signing for next season. It's an 18-year-old midfielder. Of course, it had to be a youngster. Nuno Leao, a Portuguese central midfielder playing for Braga. He's got some decent stats. We only had to pay, I think it was about 625 grand to bring him in. Yeah, that's right. And there's no percentage of fee clauses either. There's no clauses where if we sell him, we'll have to give a percentage of the fee to Braga. So just a 625 grand flat fee, and probably he'll be a bit of a bargain in years to come, as he doesn't look too bad at just 18 years old, and he'll arrive in this summer. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into the first game of today's episode. United are home to Middlesbrough in their kickoff here at 7:45, and we are away at Arsenal, and oh my goodness, man. I mean, I am so nervous for this game. It really is huge, and we've got to come through and get at least a point. We don't need to win tonight. We don't need to win. We need to keep Arsenal at bay, so a point will do me, but a win would be huge. It will be absolutely massive. So, I'm going to go with the same team, same lineup, same formation, same instructions as the team that beat Everton in the last game, last episode. So these are our instructions, and this is our team. 4-2-4. We have Raj in goal, a back four of Huck, Dimov, the Moose, and Jao. In the midfield, it's Balut and Saidi, with Miguel in form right now, and Bardi on the wings. Up top together, Brian Donnelly didn't score in the last episode, and Eric Van Dijk. And on the bench, Vicari, Bad Boy Sanogo, Timon, Magno, Malonas, Olivier, and Reed as well. So first game, it's Arsenal. It's absolutely massive. Let's get that win. Come on, Hull City. So first highlight of the game, it does come to Hull with Miguel on the ball finding Van Dijk, and Van Dijk tries to find Barley with Spazov clears. If we take an early lead in this game, that would be absolutely fantastic, as Dimov finds Saidi towards our left back, Huck into Saidi and through to Miguel. Some nice football here as Huck goes down the left hand side and tries to cross but can't, and Arsenal do get it back. Realistically, I feel they need to win tonight. There's 8 games to go and 7 after this one, but I still feel like they have to win this game tonight to really be with a serious chance of winning the title. And what a start for them as well, because just 3 minutes in, Sebastian Garcia gives them the lead. It is indeed a nightmare start for Hull City as we trail so early on. Well, this is not what we want to see. As I did say, this game could swing the momentum with 7 games to go in the league. If Arsenal get the win and United beat Middlesbrough tonight, they'll both cut the gap to 5 points. That'll mean United have a better goal difference record than us as well. And I must say, this game really is so huge. And if we do lose this one and fail to bounce back like we've done this season so often against Spurs, who's ready for a whole collapse to end the season, just like last year as well? But this year it'll be a lot worse, as Guedes is on the ball and finds Fogg, and Fogg is tackled by Dimov and Miguel through to Donnelly. Come on, Hull, let's respond and get back on level terms. Lovely ball over the top. Eric Van Dijk is through, one-on-one, and Rulli makes the save. Van Dijk was through there. Really should have put us back on level terms, and Rulli is like the king of one-on-ones in this game. So often when we play Arsenal, he stops the one-on-ones, and we just can't beat him as Van Dijk's on the ball again, and this time shoots well wide the post from range. Still 1-0. Fast start to the game with Arsenal in front. I'm feeling very worried right now. As I always say, I never fancy our chances of coming back against a bigger team. And as things stand right now, it might be a case of that happening once again with Fog on the ball, finding Piaka through to Kovalenko. The Moose tackles, but the second shot comes in and it's off the post. And Willie Hack, with a really important last-ditch clearance, gets it away before Fog can turn it into the open goal. Still 1-0. If Arsenal go 2 goals up, oh my, we are in for a very long evening here in London. Arsenal have been a better team in this first half, not by a great distance it seems, based on the stats alone, but they've already hit the woodwork and scored as well. We did have one good chance through Van Dijk, but other than that, haven't managed to carve out too many clear-cut opportunities, well, any clear-cut opportunities so far. And as we approach the break, I'm very reluctant to make changes and go to a different system, but right now it's pretty evident that our 4-2-4 isn't going to get us as many goals as it has done throughout the year. So do we change things? Do we just assertively criticise the boys at half-time? Let's just go with that. Come on, lads, show a bit of desire. We've motivated a few of them. We shall try and fire up the whole team. We stressed out Geo, and hopefully he's the only one that's reacted negatively. He is. I think we'll stay with a 4-2-4 for the time being. Same instructions as well, but 15 minutes later, if we're still trailing by the hour mark, we'll change things, possibly go to a 3-5-2, maybe even a 4-2-3-1, ain't used that in a while, and go to a different system. But right now, it's Arsenal in control, and looking on course for them 3 points. There's also 3 yellow cards for us as well. The Moose, Miguel, and Saidi picking up bookings, which isn't good. As Arsenal try and get themselves another chance here, but Dean makes the tackle and that clearance as well. A tackle and clearance combined finds Van Dijk, who's through, and oh, he's going to slot it home and make it 1-1. Get in, Eric Van Dijk with the finish. This season, he's been so awesome for us in his debut year, so many assists, and now he's scoring quite a few goals as well. And that by Dimov was amazing. He made a tackle and a clearance all in one, and Van Dijk just about prodded the ball past Rulli and into the back of the net. 1-1. We're back on level terms. Get in, Eric. That is such a huge, huge goal. As we do get back on level terms. There's still over half an hour to go though, and we still feel as though Arsenal might get back in front at some point, but maybe we can turn the momentum in our favour now in this second half. We assertively fired the boys up at the break. Let's try and find a second goal to get in front for the first time, but instead Arsenal get the ball back after Miguel's failed through ball, and they can try and get themselves back in front themselves. Fog on the ball. This is a young new-gen / regen English striker, very, very good. Kovalenko now through towards Piaka, who looks to play it through to Fog, and he does, and thankfully, Raj makes the save. And just like praised Fog, he missed a good chance and then gets subbed off as United have gone in front through Tony Martial. I was at Old Trafford, by the way. Was it last Saturday or Saturday before when they played Leicester? It was Saturday before, wasn't it? And I love the chant the United fans have for Martial. It's, what is it, 50 million down the drain, Tony Martial scores again or something. It's brilliant. But anyway, it can't be that good if I've already forgotten the words to it. But let's bring on Magno for Saidi. In fact, let's bring on Malonas actually for Saidi. In fact, let's change both of our midfielders here, Magno and Malonas, and get some real energy through the middle of the park, because we're doing okay. And it's 20 minutes to go, and I still feel there's time for one of these teams to win the game. Now, based on the stats, you might suggest Arsenal have got the better chance, but I wouldn't be surprised if we nick a late winner against a run of play. Magno through to Derbali, and Spazzo makes the tackle, but now here come Arsenal, and maybe I've jinxed it with Sandro off the bench on the ball. Malonas, though, gets back, energy through the middle of the park, that's what we want to see, wins it back for us, and then Magno gives it straight away. So that wasn't good. One midfielder did well. The other one put us in a precarious position. Sandro around Dimov has a man in support. Can he find him? No, goes himself. Now back towards Guedes down the right, who crosses to the middle, and the Moose gets it clear. Oh my, I thought Arsenal were going to score there, but they didn't. And now Malone's heads it on, and Saul wins it in the air. Magno through to Derbali. Well done. And through to Van Dijk, and what a chance to win the game. Eric Van Dijk. Oh, Rudy makes the save. How many times does he prevent us from scoring with a one-on-one? 50 million down the drain. Tony Martial scores again. That's the one. I forgot the way it goes. Sandro's on the ball, trying to get past his man. What a last-ditch tackle by Willie Hack. Second time he's done that today, saving our bacon. But now Piaka down the left-hand side. Crosses. Sandro is there, and Raj with the save. Get in, skipper. Oh my, just over 15 minutes to go, and I am really feeling nervous right now. I feel like someone's going to win this game. I don't think it's going to finish as a draw. I wouldn't be against it finishing 1-1 and all square, but I think someone's going to win this game, and it could go either way with just over a quarter of an hour left. Garcia's corner to the middle, dealt with by the Moose, still 1-1. Oh my, this is going to be an amazing final 16. A highlight directly after that super long one as Magno finds Geo down this right hand side, has Derbali with him but loses the ball. Magno wins it back though, well done, and finds Derbali through to Van Dijk, round his man. He's He's got Donnelly and Malone to support. He finds Miguel. Oh, get in, Luis Miguel. He's a completely new player. 2-1 to Hull. What a lovely worked goal there. Everyone was watching the Golden Boot winner, surely Brian Donnelly, and instead the play went through him and found Miguel at the back stick. Van Dijk to Malone as Donnelly was the dummy runner, and what a brilliant first time ball by the Canadian, and Miguel slots it home at the near post. Arsenal 1 Hull 2. We don't deserve to be in front based on the run of play, but we'll certainly take it. Now can we hold on? Well, there is another highlight here a few minutes later. 10 minutes to go. Arsenal need to at least get a point. Spaz off to Piaka, who's through, and Raj makes the save. What a miss. Oh my goodness, this has been a crazy, crazy game to start today's episode. And there's another highlight that's about to make changes. Garcia takes the corner, Malone heads it clear, and now a chance for a break. Van Dijk on the ball, has Donnelly ahead of him. He plays it to him. Magno's in support. Van Dijk's trying to get there as well. Donnelly tackled by Kovalenko, but it'll drop to Miguel. Down left-hand side, there's so many amber shirts in the middle. Mingay heads clear. Miguel back inside, and again it's headed clear. And Spazov loses out to Van Dijk, who crosses, and Donnelly is there, finds Miguel. Oh, Luis Miguel! What has happened to this young winger? 3-1 to Hull. We don't deserve these 3 points, but what a win it's going to be. And it's going to send us 11 points clear of Arsenal. We'll still be 8 points clear of United. And Luis Miguel, what on earth has happened to this guy? Get in! You know, I was definitely going to sell this guy in the summer if I got a decent bid for him, because I've been so underwhelmed with how he's played over the years since we brought him in. But oh my goodness gracious me, he has been absolutely fantastic in recent weeks. He's totally turned up. I slagged him off 2 episodes ago, and then he scored that brace against Huddersfield, and it's just sparked him into a completely different player. Like, he's just a totally different player now. 3-1 to Hull. And I'll tell you what, man, this has got to be one of our best wins of the series, no doubt. Not based on the stats, because we didn't deserve to win this game. Arsenal deserved to. We deserved a point at the very best. But, oh my goodness gracious me, 3-1 the final score. Passionately, I'm going to say, you've done brilliantly to come back and win out. I'm proud of you. We've praised a few players. We've praised them all. We've seen a few players react positively. We switched off the Moose, so that's good. And yeah, oh my, Luis Miguel, what an absolute legend. I have no idea how he's done this, man. He was absolutely awful for such a long period of time. I don't know he's red arrows. I don't know he's red arrows a lot, so I know he's played well. I'm gonna criticise him for his training, and he's reacted positively to that as well. Luis Miguel has just been fantastic in recent weeks, and after such a poor couple of seasons in terms of his return, what a fantastic response. So 3-1 the final score. Raj has praised my half-time team talk, and I got to say, man, I've got to say, I would have taken a draw. We got a win instead, and destiny is firmly in our own hands. 7 games to go. We will not live this down if we choke away the league title. And I am absolutely delighted about that, man. Seriously, I would have taken a point. We would have kept Arsenal at bay. Still 8 points between us both. United may have cut the gap, but at least kept Arsenal at bay. But instead, to get that win, absolutely huge. And now he's going to the second game of today's episode, staying in North London, taking on Spurs away at New White Hart Lane. I want to keep playing the same lineup because it's doing so well. Everyone's in good form right now, but we got PSG in 3 days' time away in France, so I kind of feel like I have to make changes due to quite a few of these players a little bit tired at the moment. But I don't really know what player should get dropped. I mean, I really don't. Maybe Donnelly. Donnelly hasn't scored in a few games. That would be crazy to drop the surely nailed-on Golden Boot winner that scored 40 goals this season in all competitions. But he's not been at the races of late, so why not rest him for the Tuesday night game and start Brian Reed instead? That would be an interesting one. And see if that will perplex a few people. Maybe start Sonogo as well for the Moose, who's a little bit tired, perhaps. I don't really want to drop the Moose. He's our best centre-back, but we'll bring in the bad boy. And maybe Timon for Hack. I don't really want to make changes, but obviously I kind of feel like we have to with PSG in just a few days' time. And I think we'll bring on Malone as well for Saidi. And I really don't want to do this. I really don't, because I'd never like to mess with winning formula, but I feel like we kind of have to a little bit. And I'll tell you what, we'll give Saidi a full night off. We'll have Kirkpatrick on the bench. We will also take, we'll give Moose a night off and put Keane on the bench. And we'll give Hack the night off as well and put Becerra on the bench. So, yeah, let's go with this team then. Don't really want to do this, but I feel like we need to rest some players for PSG game. in the next episode. So same instructions, same formation, but a different lineup. Raj in goal, back four of Timon, Dimov, Bad Boy, Sonogo, and Geo. In midfield, Balut and Malonaz with Miguel and Bali on the wings. Luis Miguel, where has this come from? And up top together, Brian Reed and Eric Van Dijk. On the bench, Vakari, Keane, Bakarica, Patrick Magno, Olivier, and Donnelly. Here we go, Spurs, second game today. Let's get the win. Come on, Hull City. Man, oh man, oh man. I cannot believe it. I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. It's a computer game, but I'm absolutely buzzing right now with that win. I really am. I mean, destiny is firmly in our own hands now. Like, destiny, I mean, it was anyway, going into the game. But, you know, we are so in control right now. If we choke away this league title, I'll never forgive myself, man, because we'll never get a better chance than this. We'll never get a better chance than this. We cannot afford to let it slip now. So first highlight, it does come to Spurs with Leonardo on the ball. Has to do it all himself here, and he did well to get past a couple of players, but then his shot went wayward and off target. So still 0-0. A draw in this game would not be a terrible result for us. You know, Spurs may be underperforming right now in the league, but we are away from home. They're still a decent side. Spurs often do extremely well in Football Manager, and we often struggle against them too. But a win would be huge. We are in a lunchtime kickoff, so we want to kind of put the pressure on Arsenal and United as well. But I'm feeling quite nervous as Dele Alli's on the ball here and shoots and scores, and what a mistake from Geo. I made so many changes and I should have changed him as well. A terrible pass, Ali cuts it out, makes it 1-0. Awful start. Geo with an awful, lazy pass to Balut, which never had the legs to meet our Turkish midfielder, and Dele Alli with a brilliant finish into the bottom corner makes it 1-0. And that is a terrible, terrible start for us. We've not started this game off well at all. And I'll need to bust out another inspiring team talk at the break if we are to come from behind once again and claim something. Because it's 1-0 and it's not looking good. Right, so once again, I might say the exact same thing. Assertively, show a bit of desire. And we're going to motivate pretty much everyone. And we should also try and fire up Malonaz, but it's done nothing. But again, just like the Arsenal game, we're going to play it by ear. See what we're doing in the first 15 minutes with half an hour to go. If we're still losing, change things around a little bit. Not against bringing on Brian Donnelly, to be fair, right now. Van Dijk's been quite poor, and I might rest him, actually, for the game on Tuesday and let him recover as much as we can. So actually, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take off Van Dijk, who has not played too well. Bring on Brian Donnelly. Switch these two around here. Have Reed as a target amount of support. And hopefully that will give Donnelly a bit more service up there as well. We shall mix the crosses too with Donnelly now on the pitch. And yeah, one change. Donnelly for Van Dijk. And we fired at the boys. Come on, Hull. We cannot afford to lose this game on the back of that brilliant win against Arsenal. This will be a really disastrous way to respond. Beat Arsenal away, then lose to out-of-form Spurs. Football's a funny old game, really. But we're approaching the hour mark now. And it is still 1-0. And I did say I'd change things. We're still trailing. So let's go ahead and change things now then. And we haven't played too well. So what I might do is totally try and bamboozle Spurs now. Go to the 3-5-2 and see if this will suit us a little bit. So let's take off. Should we take off Timon or Miguel? Let's take off Timon, and we'll take off Geo as well. And we're going to bring on Michael Keane for Geo to play 3 centre backs. And actually, if we make a third sub here, that'll be all our subs done, won't it? Just realising that. Oh, God. Do you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. 30 minutes to go. Let's make all the changes we can. So Magno on for Timon. We'll have Balut as our ball midfielder. Magno box to box. And Malone as advanced playmaker. Switch our instructions around. Continue to mix the crosses up a little bit. And let's go more direct in our play as well. And be a bit more expressive too. So 30 minutes to go. Still trailing by 1. I'll be very annoyed if we lose this game, man. Very annoyed indeed. The Spurs try and get themselves a second goal. Ali on the ball shoots and Raj makes the save. Come on, Hull, turn up. We just haven't done anything at all. We've done literally nothing in this game. No highlights in our favour at all. And right on cue, another highlight here, but it seems like it's going to come to Spurs once again with Ali playing it long to Garcia, and Bali is sleeping, and Garcia could have taken full advantage, but Raj bails us out and keeps us in the game with a really important stop at the near post. Still 1-1. There's time, but I gotta say, right now, if anyone's going to score again, you'd think it's going to be Spurs. We've done nothing in this one. Right, so once again, I'm going to change our instructions now. Let's go ahead and try and play narrow, actually, and try and get our wingers through the middle as well. Take off vertical into box, play out defence as well. We're still on more direct passing, and let's just hope for the best. Let's just hope for the best, roam from positions as well, and see if we can find some kind of chance, if nothing else, because we've done absolutely nothing in this one. And right now, it's looking highly likely we're going to follow on from that huge win against Arsenal with a very, very poor loss away against Spurs, where unfortunately We couldn't even create one chance. There is a highlight here. There was Reed flicks on a goal kick and Eriksson wins it in the air. But unfortunately, once again, the highlight is going to come to Spurs. This has been awful, man. This has been absolutely awful. We did so well to come from behind and beat Arsenal, but in this game we've done nothing. But now Reed's on the ball, tackled by Dyer. It's just not worked for us. It's just not worked for us. I should not have made changes, even with PSG in 3 days' time. I should have kept it. Consistency is the key. We all know that. I should have kept the same lineup. Why mess with that winning formula? What a stupid thing to do. Ali through to Leonardo. Now Garcia, one-on-one. Raj makes the save again. But we've been terrible in this one. Stupid managerial decision from me to drop some of my players. But it wasn't really dropping, was it? It wasn't really dropping. It was resting some players. But again, why rest the players, man? I said before the game, Spurs are a good team, very good side, and they may be underperforming, but we know we're always going to struggle against them when we go away from home. And, oh, God, I feel like a complete idiot for doing that. And in the end, it's my stupid fault as to why we're going to lose this game. And unfortunately, that win against Arsenal has been cancelled out just 3 days later. So final score, Spurs 1, Hull City 0. It's our first loss since the Dortmund match. And I've got to say, I'm very disappointed about that. I really, really am. So I'm going to say assertively, was not good enough. We've motivated every single player, so that's good. But man, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. We just beat Arsenal and a brilliant win coming from behind. And then we lose to Spurs and do absolutely nothing. Magno's pulled his hamstring as well. That's not good. And get Donnelly to sack his agent as well. Always do this, by the way. When players demand new deals or agents demand new deals to their players, always ask your young players to sack their agent, because 9 times out of 10, they'll do it. But anyway, that will end today's episode though. So big thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's actually advance and see how Arsenal and United got on in their games as we had a lunchtime kickoff and see how they did. Hopefully, the teams playing them held them to at least draws. But if they won those games, then it means that United are going to cut the gap to 5 points and Arsenal are going to cut the gap once again to 8 points. So that is really, really... I'm so annoyed. I'm trying to repress my rage right now, but I'm genuinely so annoyed. And I can't be that annoyed because it was my fault. I shouldn't have made those changes, but both of those teams won. And that means now the table looks like this. United are now just 5 points behind us and had a better goal difference record as well. Arsenal are 8 points behind us as well. We do have a better goal difference record than them though. And with 6 games to go, I tell you what, man, we could have been not home and dry, but in a really great position. And now after that Spurs game, oh, we just opened the door back again. We've opened the door back open again for those 2 teams below us. That will end the episode regardless, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like. Much love to you all. And don't miss the next episode where we have got a huge... Actually, do you know what? We've got that Middlesbrough FA Cup semi-final. What I might do actually in the next episode is play the first leg of our Champions League quarter-final with PSG, then Liverpool at home, and then the episode after that do PSG... and then Middlesbrough in the FA Cup semi-final. See, I'll do that instead. I was going to do a triple header in the next episode, but instead, due to that Borough game coming straight after the PSG second leg, we'll do that instead. So in the next episode, it's PSG and Liverpool in another huge double header. Don't miss that one. It's going to be massive. And hopefully, we'll get back to winning ways after a terrible, terrible second game today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, then please leave a like. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for another huge episode very soon. What was I doing, man? Why rest your players for that game? Consistency is the key.